almost a case of getting rid of him now, isn't it? If they can get Roll.
Yeah, but can they? He's got a lot of suitors in Germany, apparently.
I know that. I think they'd be mad if they didn't try it. That's a long time to pause everything.
Hiya.
Are there any fresh injury or illness issues after Tottenham?
No, I don't think we've had any new injury during the week, and the players that were available past week will be available this week also.
And how good to have Zabani back for this game?
Yeah, really nice for me to have the options. I think the club, not the team, has done well without him, but it's always an extra, no, to have a player like Sava, and I hope also for him, no, personally, maybe some rest. A player that normally never rests has been good for him.
Julian Araujo, is he going to be involved in the squad this weekend?
Yeah, I think Julian and I would put Marcos almost in the same package, if you want. No, they've been cleared to train with us. They've gone to Finland with the surgeon. They are doing well, and they have started, no, training with us. And it's gonna be now a matter of the feelings, the shape, when we think they are ready, no, to play with the team. But I think both are in the right path. Yes.
So obviously frustration at Tottenham last week. One win now in the last 5 in the Premier League. Is it time to get the show back on the road?
Yeah, we want to get a win. Obviously, you always want to win in the weekend, but I think we are playing really well. I'm happy how the team has performed last 2 games, Brighton, Tottenham away. Even if we include the cup game against Wolves, I think we've played well. But now it's a matter of getting the results, finding ways to win, and I think we are in a place that we are better than we look if you only look to the results. Because the other day against the Spurs, I think we played really well, and you feel like 1 point is not what you want, but I hope we continue, no, with this level of performance, and obviously find ways to make it value and win the game.
So you're 9th in the table. There are 10 games left. What do you want from the final 10 games, and where do you want to finish?
We will try to finish as high as we can. I don't know where this will be. I think we have to continue being competitive and try to get points from every game, home, away. I think our home games are going to be very important because I think we have 6 home games, 4 away games. So now I think we are playing, also counting the Cup, 3 straight games at home. So I think we have to be strong, and especially second parts of the season when you play at home. I think this extra that we need. I hope we can take points. Yes.
What about Brentford? They've beaten you already this season. Bournemouth have never beaten Brentford in the Premier League, and Brentford have won 4 straight games on the road. So what kind of problem is this?
No, they don't look nice stats, no, to play a game against them, but I don't trust too much in the previous seasons, previous year, different teams. We can use probably the reference of the game we lost there 3-2. Also, another game where I don't think we should finish with 0 points, but the truth is we finished with 0 points that day. I think it was a very open game, chances for both teams. I remember even last second the crossbar from Dean, I think. We have to be. They are always a threat. They score a lot of goals. It's true that they have conceded also goals. So very similar to the last games we played against Brighton, against the Spurs, probably quite an open game, chances for both sides. I hope we can control the game and win it, yes.
Andoni, Bill Foley's been talking on the radio this week and says he's going to come and meet you soon to talk about a new contract. What are you going to tell him?
We'll see when he comes. I think he's going to come, in April or something like this, and it was the last news I had. So like every time he comes, we'll be talking. It's a pleasure for me, and we will talk obviously with him first. Yes.
But he says Thiago Pinto's talking with your agent already. Do you want to stay on longer at Bournemouth?
For me, you know how I feel about these situations, about the contracts. No, I'm very calm. I have contract next year. For me, it's a situation that I'm more used almost to finish the season without contract and then decide what to do next season. No, so this season is more relaxed in that way than previous season that I've had, and definitely we will talk with the club like we do, because we have good relationships.
Sure, I understand that. Just finally on Bill Foley, though, he was saying obviously you're moving to a new training grounds. He's going to expand the stadium. Do those things make Bournemouth more attractive to you?
I don't think it's a matter of if it's attractive for me or not. I think it's a matter of progressing as a club. No, I think it's very good for the club, for the players, for the supporters that the club is taking steps forward. I think the new training ground, everyone, I don't know when we are going to move, but it looks like it's quite close, and everyone is really asking questions and wants to know and how it feels, and I think it's gonna be like a spark of energy. Also, when we move there, the players see, like, I'm sure it's gonna be a nice facility, and we've been following it during the works, and you start imagining how it's gonna look, and looks really nice. And I think it's gonna be good and an extra energy maybe for these last games of the season for the players.
Thanks. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Talking of extra energy, have you seen a spring in the step of Ilya now that his time is over this week?
Sava is always training well. I think he's always focused. He does what he needs to do. Probably mentally, let's take it in a positive way. No, it's been good for him, no, to a little bit take some days like with less pressure, more relaxed, and then try to finish the season, no, these 10 games plus the cup plus the national team, because he plays every time with all the teams, and probably we would definitely have preferred to have him pass games, but in a positive way also, probably it was a good break for him.
Have you seen any change in him? He's a young man. He was obviously disappointed with the red card, and then to train without a chance of playing, I imagine it can affect a young man.
No, he trains very well. I think he's very used, no, every day to do whatever is needed. Probably has trained a little bit more relaxed, but sometimes you train relaxed and you train better because you are like less worried, and they were joking with him, no, has scored more goals than ever probably these past weeks, because probably you train like without the pressure of having to perform next day. But I hope he gives the level that he normally gives, that is very high, yes.
In terms of players who could do with a rest, you told us last week about Ryan Christie. I wonder your thoughts on him being called up for Scotland.
Ryan Christie is very honest. He's very honest, and he wants to play every time, every minute. He wants to go with the national team, and it's not going to be a matter of him choosing when to play. Or I think if he can play, he will go with the national team. If he can play with us, he will play with us. If he cannot play with us, he will not play with us. If he cannot play with the national team, will not play with the national team. So, but he will try, because he's so honest. Sometimes I tell, even in the pitch, no, they make nasty fouls to him, and a little bit of pain, and probably other players they will be complaining much more, and he just wants to play, and if he can, and even if he suffers, he will try to go with the national team, I have no doubt.
Is that not a headache for you? Do you not want to lean on him and say, just have a week off?
I understand him. Probably there are interests from our side as a club, no? But I think is the player the one who has to decide. He has, we know, a chronic issue. He's dealing, I think, really well. I think he played really well the other day against the Spurs, and I hope he can continue to manage it the same way. I'm sure if you ask me, he wants to go with the. Ask him, he wants to go with the national team. If he has a chance and they call him, he will be ready for them, because also I know that he values a lot the national team. He has been there for a lot of years, and is too honest, the player, to think in other things. Yes.
Fair enough. Jeremy mentioned Brentford's recent away form. When you played them at home, they had a almost immaculate home record and were pretty terrible away. Now they've flipped it. So, you know, more unfortunate luck, I suppose. But also, when you've been watching them, what have they changed to flip that record, or is it just standard and type of opposition?
There is a big part that is the schedule. I think they were facing the big teams away in the first part of the season, so it's difficult to get wins from those big teams away. Now probably has changed the schedule. Now they have to play opposite, and I think the schedule still in the Premier League is very important because it's always difficult, the games, but especially when you face the top teams, it's even more difficult. But it's true that it's a dangerous team. It's a dangerous team. They have a team that works together because they've been with the same coach for a lot of seasons, so they have all the small things already in their heads, and they take advantage of every small thing that you don't do properly, and we have to be very focused. They manage very well the rhythm of the game. Sometimes they stop the game, sometimes they want to play more, sometimes, you know, these things, small things that at the end are efficient, I think they do it smartly.
Thomas Frank picked out the Kirkes and Bomo battle as something that he's looking forward to, saying that's key. Do you agree with that?
It's going to be a nice battle, yes. It's going to be nice, definitely. Two very good players that are performing very well this season, with a lot of energy, quality. Yes, I think it's going to be a nice battle. I hope Milos is good enough, because it's going to be very demanding. Because Mbeumo is a top player for me, but I also trust Milos. I think he's in a good moment, and it's going to be a nice battle. I agree. There are going to be other battles also nice and difficult for us, but I hope it's the same for them also.
And in the game at their place, you scored with a wonderful corner routine. How long does it take to put one of those together? Is it a case of sort of 20 minutes? Is it a full training session? Is it weeks? What is it? And have you got another one lined up?
We have to prepare. Every team prepares routines, no? But especially we are not the tallest in the Premier League. We are quite a short team, I would say. We don't have so many players as threats in especially in offensive corners, no? So we have to prepare, no, for better scenarios for us, no? Brentford are also a very good team in set plays, and we have to be ready defensively. They scored a throw in there, I remember, and they've scored, I think, 3 these kind of goals that probably against other opposition is not as important, but against Brentford is always small details. Even kickoffs, they've scored some goals from kickoffs. So set plays definitely is always important against Brentford, and for the players it doesn't take a lot of time. It's more for the staff to analyze every opposition, the setup, where we can find the weaknesses. After the players are the ones who execute well, don't execute well. I think takers are the key normally in the set plays, but it's definitely a part that is very important against Brentford, because they prepare it very well, and I hope we also do it.
Thanks, Andoni.
Thank you. Afternoon.
Can I just double check with you what Bill Foley said? Have you had